All right, welcome folks. So we are looking at April 27, 2023 Q1 market report confirms the strength of the XRP ledger, folks. We're going to get right on into it. Very quick update for you guys tonight. We're looking at a Bitcoin at 29,420, Ethereum at 1905, and XRP at 46 cents. Let's take a very quick look at the sticks. There you have it, back up today, approaching 30K. We get that rejection right off of 30K, basically 29.9. We get that rejection that comes in after we rally back up in here today, after we got shaken up yesterday. Now you see this vertical line, that's the $29,719 entry on my Bitcoin short from yesterday. That was a very quick trade. We saw this red candle come in and we took profit at 23% on that Bitcoin short. That was a fun time. Now we're watching it again here. I'm looking to re-enter. We've now topped out twice now, testing basically the 30K region. We're going to have to watch this one closely. I'm not here going to give you guys the TA update in this update. We're going to be talking about the Q1 market report from Ripple. But before we get into it, Ben Armstrong, Bitboy Crypto, shares this one. He says, big things happening. Be on the lookout next week for my appearance on the Donald J. Trump Jr. show on Rumble. You already know I was throwing Gary Gensler under the bus at every stop and represented the XRP army as always. So are we giving young Donald Jr. the tip on XRP? Bitboy Crypto representing the XRP army, speaking with Donald Trump Jr. on his Rumble show. Very, very interesting, and we'll continue to watch that one, folks. Now, let's get right on into it. Like I said, Q1 2023 market report from Ripple. Brad Garlinghouse says this: the U.S. may be moving backwards, but I like to focus on the positive. In the last few months, the EU, UK, and UAE all moved forward with the new regulatory frameworks and regimes for crypto activities. Read on in our market report for more. Now, if you guys, I know you guys want the quick update, so I'm going to try to keep it quick here tonight. But if you want the quick rundown, Wrath Economin summarized it pretty well right here. He says, ODL looks healthy enough in Ripple's Q1 2023 market report, despite the banking crisis, but the report makes some interesting mentions to impact on ODL, which are not fully fleshed out. What can we infer? Now, you guys see here the summary of Ripple's XRP sales in the millions of dollars. So right here in Q1 2023, we had 2,930 millions of dollars. So that would be 2.9 billion, folks. 2.9 billion in ODL related sales in Q1 2023. And now you see in Q4 2022, we had slightly more. So there was slightly more XRP sold and bought in Q4 compared to this quarter. So we have slightly less in sales and slightly less that was bought back by Ripple. See, everybody's talking about the buyback. Everybody gets offended about the buyback. There is a buyback underway, and it is called Ripple and how they are managing their treasury account of the reserve currency XRP that they hold, right? So people have been getting really confused about what's going on here with the sales. Are they using this to fund their business? Yes, some of the sales are used to fund their business, and you can see the net. There was 361 million net versus what they bought, okay? So basically, total sales, total purchases minus the total purchases gives you that net sales of 361 compared to last quarter was only 226, okay? Now, but you're looking here, this is what we love to see, folks, right here, is that the on-demand related sales continued. They dropped just slightly, but they're still on pace to do another record year again this year. Remember, I'm going to show you guys the numbers here later on the growth over the years of on-demand liquidity related sales. But guys, this is undeniable. This is confirming the strength and the demand for XRP, because this isn't RippleNet partners. This has nothing to do with RippleNet. You get them on first with RippleNet, then you show them the secret sauce with XRP ODL. And the fact that they've been able to continue selling, last year was about 9 billion total, I believe. We'll cover it here after we go through the market report. But if you look here, the volume was actually up this quarter compared to last quarter. The average XRP volume went back above $1 billion per day. The average daily volume went back above $1 billion, which is good to see. Compared to last quarter, we were only at 698 million. Now we're back above $1 billion on a daily basis for the volume of XRP. Okay. And that's fantastic to see. Now we continue on. First, notice the brief mention of ODL disruption. Wrath Economy giving us this summary here. Quote, the big news of the quarter was the banking crisis and the negative impact of crypto liquidity, which also led to some disruption to liquidity available for ODL, though customer flows recovered quickly. So as we compared to last quarter, right, we had a little bump, a little shakeup. The whole damn system almost broke, right? They had to provide a backstop for every bank here, besides the small regional ones that they're going to let fail. But what you see here is a little dip, and this paused them for a few days. It says, secondly, discussing XRP sales, they note, due to the circumstances of the banking crisis, Ripple stopped purchasing XRP for several days due to the disruption. It's since resumed, of course. And then he says, lastly, recall in the midst of the Silicon Valley Bank drama, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse noted that they had some exposure to Silicon Valley Bank. So how might that have affected ODL XRP purchases? It's not immediately clarified. So we still don't know yet how much Ripple was exposed to Silicon Valley Bank, what happened there. Obviously, that situation has cooled down. We're still watching the banking crisis closely. But the simplest explanation is that Ripple used a Silicon Valley Bank account to purchase XRP back off the market, right? So they sold 2.9 billion. They're buying back 2.5 billion once again, just like Q4 2022. Is that the only explanation? Not worrisome, interesting, pointing out because seems there is something to be learned here either about ODL or how Ripple works. So we're going to have to watch a little bit closer, and we know Wrath of Kahneman is digging in deeply, as we did a few weeks ago. You know, when this Silicon Valley Bank crisis occurred, you guys remember me covering this one right here, that we had a fireside chat between someone from Silicon Valley Bank and Ripple. And I'm blanking on the name of who we sent. Who from Ripple was actually at this chat. I shouldn't be forgetting her name right now. But nonetheless, you guys remember us covering that last month. Silicon Valley Bank and Ripple sitting down for the fireside chat. But as Wrath Economy says, I have yet to find a recording or transcript. So this one's been buried. But let's zoom on in here. Let's take a look here. Q1 2023 market report from Ripple. Let's check it out here, folks. Right here. Q1 2023 XRP market report just dropped, and here we're going to go through the notable takeaways. Total XRP sales by Ripple in Q1 2023 net of purchases were 361 million versus 226 million the previous quarter. Right. XRP Ledger on-chain activity remains strong, with decentralized exchange volumes increasing 34% to 115 million in Q1 2023 versus Q4 2022. This is what we love to see. This is the strength of the XRP ledger, not the private ledger that Ripple's built for central banks. No, don't confuse the facts. This is XRP ledger on-chain activity remaining strong and growing, with DEX volume increasing 34% compared to Q4 last year. This is what we love to see. And people don't even realize that XRP has a decentralized exchange built into it. It was the first DEX built into the ledger out of all the cryptos. Not sure who's calling me at 9 o'clock on the West Coast. I do apologize. But we love to see that growth. Love to see it. And then, like I said, XRP average daily volume on centralized exchanges jumped 46% in Q1 to $1 billion from 698 million in Q4 2022. So there you have it, folks. We are back above $1 billion on the daily volume for XRP. And obviously, it helps that the price moved back up, back towards 50 cents. That helps the volume grow a little bit when you're looking at it in US dollar terms. But once again, when we look at XRP on the TA, when we look at this on-chain data, this is showing the strength of this ledger. The EU, UK, and UAE proposed new regulatory regimes for crypto focused on licensing and activity-based frameworks. So we have regulations passed in the EU, UK, and the UAE. That's massive. That's what we've been waiting for, and it's absolutely massive. Developers proposed a new interoperability standard XLS 38D for the XRP ledger that would enable users to transfer digital assets and data between blockchains, regardless of underlying protocol or programming language. That one right there is massive, folks. I had actually overlooked this. They speak on this a little bit more later, and so I'm going to cover that. Okay, I'm going to skip through the crypto market summary. You guys understand they talk about the banking crisis, all of that occurring. Global regulation gets passed, absolutely massive. Absolutely love to see it. Didn't mean to click on that article. Global regulation getting passed, UK, UAE, and the EU. Absolutely massive. Okay. And then we have an update on the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. On March 6th, the court issued a 57-page opinion deciding which opinions of the SEC's and Ripple's experts can be considered on summary judgment and, if needed, at trial, and which opinions need to be stricken. Now remember, this is where it came out, the 1,700 investment contracts. That was one of the experts, right? That was talking about the 1,700 investment contracts that Ripple had with market makers, banks, institutions, and other parties. Specifically, the SEC's expert testimony regarding the, quote, reasonable expectations of an XRP purchaser was struck from the record. Another victory for Ripple. I know no one wants to hear it. Everyone's over this case. I am too. We want to see this thing settle up. We want to see it concluded. And we are waiting at the edge of our seat for that summary judgment ruling from Judge Torres, along with their expert who attempted to determine what caused the price of XRP to change. So 2 experts out. We're not going to be listening to that. Struck from the record. And Ripple expects a decision on summary judgment in 2023, though timing is ultimately up to the court. Now, as we said, we love to see it. The transactions actually growing compared to Q4, compared to Q3. Transactions on chain up to 116 million transactions. XRP burn for transaction fees up once again to 140,000 XRP burned. Now, this seems like not much, right? Not much. These are all small numbers. 140,000 XRP burned. Just wait, folks. Just wait, right? Volume on DEX, as we covered, 114 million. Love to see it. And then this one was interesting to me. 8.3 million trust lines. Number of new wallets, 140,000. And so I think the new estimates put us at 4.5 million total wallets on the XRP ledger, and we have 8.3 trust lines, 8.3 million trust lines on the XRP ledger. Now remember, we were talking about this the other day. You need 2 XRP to open up a trust line. So 8 million times 2 would be 16 million. There is 16 million XRP parked in trust lines that is not moving, that is not circulating. Now, by CoinMarketCap definitions, by most crypto definitions, it is quote unquote circulating. But to have those trust lines established, you have to have 2 XRP parked, stagnant in a trust line, or essentially another wallet, to access that trust line. So that's 16 million XRP that's actually locked up in trust lines. And then with 4.5 million wallets total, we had 140,000 new wallets, but we have 4.5 million wallets total. We times that by 10 because 10 is the minimum amount of XRP that you need in any wallet. That's going to give you 45 million, right? 45 million XRP parked in wallets. And then we have 16 million there parked in trust lines. That's over 60 million, right? That's over 60 million XRP. You guys can check my math and comment down below. Let me know, right? But we're talking 60 plus million XRP that's parked, not circulating. Doesn't seem like much now, but just wait. Just wait till we have tens of millions of trust lines, right? Just wait till we have millions of XRP being burned in a quarter. Now, it sounds crazy. That's only a 10x from here. You don't think that XRP ledger is going to 10x from here? ODL 10x'd almost last year alone. It was a 9 times year over year growth of ODL last year in 2022. You don't think we're going to 10x again after regulations get passed and we get out of the lawsuit that's held back this project for 2 years? And I find this fascinating when I look at these numbers. That's 16 million XRP parked for trust lines, and another 140,000 wallets, 4.5 million wallets total. That's 45 million XRP that's parked just in wallets. That's not circulating. That's not available for liquidity. Even when we get the automated market makers, it's not going to be available for those automated market makers. It's just held in the wallets as a reserve, right? So I think that we're in for a supply shock down the road. What does all that equal? It equals supply shock down the road once we get utility actually unlocked. Now, as they say, on-chain activity on the XRP ledger remains strong this quarter. Since you guys can't read that, I'm gonna just move to. You guys can watch me read this off here. Thank you for tuning in. By the way, guys, why are we blurry too? Still blurry. Maybe I guess I should just go back to the article. I apologize, guys. I moved my mic here right before I fired up this live, and I don't have time to fix it, so I do apologize for that. But nonetheless, let's continue. We're just basically reading off this market report, and it confirms everything that we've been talking about. Utility is growing like wildfire outside the United States. On-demand liquidity. Bitso, the leading crypto exchange in Latin America, announced last quarter that it surpassed 3.3 billion in transactions between the United States and Mexico in 2022 through its institutional crypto solutions utilizing Bitso's strategic partners such as Ripple and its on-demand liquidity product. This partnership illustrates the institutional use of cryptocurrency as a cross-border payment solution and an example of the utility of blockchain and crypto. Love to see it. 3.3 billion done just there. Between the US and that's just between US and Mexico, guys. So we're just starting to fire up and flip the switches. The big news of the quarter was the banking crisis and the negative impact of the crypto liquidity, which also had some disruption to liquidity available for ODL. Though customer flows recovered quickly, ODL remains robust and continues to serve customer flow to facilitate cross-border payments in a low-cost, timely, and reliable method thanks to redundancy and sustainability planning. While there is no denying the industry is facing strong headwinds, Ripple continues to be laser focused on minimizing the impact of the banking crisis on our partners and providing the best experience for its customers. Now, if you look at based off sales and how much they were able to buy back, it's basically the same as last quarter. Disciplined, responsible stakeholders, Q1 sales and purchases. We already covered this. I'm not going to go through that again. You guys get that. We have leases. There's currently the total amount of leases in outstanding in Q1 2023 was 52 million XRP. Okay. And then in regards to the escrow, I wanted to cover this because people do not understand what is taking place. Ripple is returning most of the XRP back into the escrow every single month. So in Q1 2023, 3 billion XRP were released out of escrow, 1 billion each month, in line with prior quarters and the official escrow arrangement. In total, 2.1 billion XRP were returned and subsequently put into new escrow contracts throughout the quarter. So they get a billion each month, 3 billion per quarter. They returned 2.1 billion back into escrow, and they only kept 900 million, right? Building with the XRP Ledger community, Masari adds XRP Ledger to coverage, which is kind of funny. Masari, they've kind of been anti-XRP. Now they're finally going to cover XRP and the XRP Ledger in a protocol overview. Finally, Masari hopping on board. That's good to see. And then they talk about tokenization projects. Since the mainnet launch of the NFT standard XLS20 in Q4 2022, over 1.2 million NFTs have been minted, making XRP Ledger among the top 10 chains for NFT volume and transactions. In addition, there are now 1,500 plus apps exchanges on the XRP Ledger and 950 plus public projects on GitHub related to the XRP Ledger. So we're getting more apps, exchanges, and public projects coming to the XRP Ledger. And that's a large part of why you saw that volume move up on the XRP Ledger. Finally, NFTs. We waited too long for that, but they did it the right way. They tested it, caught the flaws, caught the bugs, adjusted, adapted, launched it flawlessly. That's how the XRP ledger continues to grow. Launch of XRP Ledger Commons. XRP Ledger Commons, a nonprofit association focused on educating and empowering a vibrant XRP Ledger ecosystem. XRP Ledger Commons aims to provide education, hands-on building programs, and resources for the XRP Ledger community and developers worldwide. Its focus will encompass regenerative finance, financial inclusion, and intellectual property. Then we get XRPL Labs launches a browser-based DEX accessing the native XRP Ledger DEX. This is the first desktop trading solution for the XRPL Labs, the creators of the Zum wallet. The web DEX allows users across the globe to access the XRP Ledger DEX securely and efficiently, bringing Zum's applications to browsers worldwide. Love to see it. Now, this is what I wanted to talk to before we get on out of here. Let me see. One second. Let me try. Move it a little bit closer. How about that? We just needed to get a little bit closer, didn't we? A little bit closer. YouTube, I apologize. So, let's get back in here. Now, okay, so where did we leave off? Technical updates. This is what I want to talk about. So we've all been talking about the automated market maker update, XLS 30D, right? NFTs were 20D. Automated market maker going to be 30D, and this one, XLS 38D, very interesting and I think overlooked. These are all important updates. Developers from Ripple proposed a new interoperability standard, XLS 38D, for a cross-chain bridge that would enable interoperability between different blockchain networks on February 22nd. The proposed standard will enable users to transfer digital assets and data between blockchains, regardless of their underlying protocols or programming languages. It would allow tokens from one blockchain to be locked in an account on the XRP ledger, while an equivalent amount of tokens is issued on another blockchain, increasing the use cases and adoption of the XRP ledger. If I had to summarize this with, my non-technical mind, I would just say that this is basically hyperledgering the XRP ledger. The quant hyperledger fabric that connects interoperability between all these chains. That's basically what this is doing. This is going to allow you to move tokens, move data on other chains by locking XRP in an account on the XRP ledger, while an equivalent amount of tokens is issued on another blockchain, increasing the use cases and adoption of the XRP ledger. This isn't quite smart contracts capability. This is a cross-chain bridge. The technical stuff is a little over my head. I'm not the technical developer mind, but when I see this, when you understand what this does on the most simple level, right? This is bringing more utility to the XRP ledger, because when you go to use the XRP ledger here, you're going to get interoperability between every blockchain. You won't need to go to quant. You won't need to use the Hyperledger fabric. You'll have it right here, cross-chain bridge, which many projects are trying to do this. I think that this is kind of just the necessary utility on any serious ledger going forward is going to be the cross-chain capabilities. Whether you're tapping into Interledger Protocol, whether you're tapping in with Quant on Hyperledger, cross-chain bridges are going to be essential, I think, moving forward. And that is being proposed now. Ripple developers proposed it. XLS 38D, we're going to see them work on that. And then they say the other technical update is the sidechains and the automated market maker amendment are coming to a close and soon to undergo third-party security reviews. So we're making progress here. The research team also released, and I like this one, the research team also released a spec for native support of decentralized identity XLS 40D for community review. So we're going to get decentralized identity, automated market makers sidechains, and then we're going to get cross-chain bridges. Now, we also just got the NFTs, and then they're also going to be working on the hooks amendment so we get better smart contracts, folks. It's coming. It's here. And this on-chain data growing, the on-demand liquidity related sales remaining, basically the same as they were in Q4 in the midst of a banking crisis. And then you see on the technical levels with XRP actually going up the last month, with Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto space kind of caught a bounce, but we love to see it. And then the support that we have here, there's so much support for XRP at 40 cents right now. Not to say that we can't dip lower, right? But when we look at the XRP market from a technical perspective of price movement, it's solid. It's solid. Do we really care if we drop another 50%? Yeah, it might hurt a little bit. We shed a tear maybe. I won't. I'll be buying that dip, just like I have for the last year. But when we look at the on-chain data, when we look at the XRP ledger, right? Because everyone wants to FUD us out and say that Ripple's doing all these private ledgers for central banks. They don't care about you little guys. You guys are never going to get rich. And they got their little sad story, which is a reflection of actually where they're at in life. That's why it's so sad with the haters and the trolls. I feel, I have mercy on their souls. Poor little guys complaining. When they refuse to look and actually read through these market reports that confirm what Ripple's doing with the ledger, massive. What the community's doing, also equally massive. And together, we are moving the XRP ledger forward. And like I said, I put out a video talking about the XLS 30D update for automated market makers liquidity pools. And I said, guys, comment down below if you want to get on my liquidity pool. Everybody wants to get on the liquidity pool because that's going to allow us to generate yield on our XRP without having to sell. Putting our XRP, making it available for a liquidity pool, generating yield. And now I'll be honest. As you guys have seen, there's been plenty of scams, plenty of Ponzi schemes, rug pulls put on the XRP ledger. And so I worry that, with this capability, this is adding more utility, more function for, folks to create liquidity pools that are nothing more than Ponzi schemes. I do worry about that, but that's never going to go away. And that's why we got to do our due diligence. That's why we got to be researchers. That's why you can't just listen to a crypto bro on YouTube talking every night, ranting about XRP, the world events, and how it's all shaken out. But you have to do your own research as well into all of these projects when you go in to make investments. Now, for me, that's a large part of why my portfolio is not that diversified when it comes to cryptocurrencies. I don't own 20 different cryptos. I think I have less than a dozen. And I've moved in with serious conviction on those positions. I've done the research. We actually took the time to do the due diligence before we made an allocation, because I don't do $50 here, $50 there. Oh, someone made a YouTube. Someone clickbaited me. Oh, shoot, I'm going to have to buy this meme coin. I've never fallen for that, period. No meme coins, no NFTs. I focus in here. Where's the real utility at? And what I'm so excited for, folks, is I don't even know how to build a liquidity pool. So if any developers want to partner up on that, let's talk. That's not me. But obviously, we have an audience, and that's been the problem, is that so many people have been releasing, oh, I got my NFT project. Oh, I got my metaverse project. Oh, buy my meme coin. Where's the utility at? And how are we generating yield? So for me, moving in here and working on building our NFT project, building a liquidity pool, basically getting our old world businesses to tap into DLT technology, right? We're figuring out how we can plug and play here with all of our businesses, with all of the opportunities. This is absolutely massive what's coming to the XRP ledger, because me and you little guys can build on our businesses, build our utility, build our NFTs on the XRP ledger and implement this technology into our businesses. But it's undeniable what you're seeing at the institution on-demand liquidity level with Ripple. When Neil Hartner came into my Twitter Spaces, the senior software developer at Ripple working on ODL, he came into my Twitter Space, Neil, and he said, ODL is growing like wildfire outside the United States. And it's undeniable. When you go look at the market reports, they're selling 2.9 billion worth of XRP to somebody. Bitso's moving 3.3 billion worth of XRP between Mexico and the United States. One little corridor, one little flip of the switch, and it doesn't sound like much now. And of course, the haters and the trolls pull up in the comments and they say, oh, but the price hasn't been affected. There is so much more at play, folks, than XRP. Oh, it's down 5% today. Oh, it's down 10% today. We don't trade XRP like that. At least I don't. I don't care what, if you guys want to trade XRP like that, have fun. Good luck. God bless. I have a program for trading Bitcoin that's been effective. As I started out this episode, we pulled profits yesterday of 23% off one trade, and we're waiting to make our next move too. If you guys are looking to trade with us, we do have a trading channel in the Discord group, but I just put out the caveat, and I just want to be clear. I do not have a trading Discord group. I do not do signals. I do not do any of that. None of it. But we do talk about our trades in the Discord group if you want to join us over there. With that being said, what we are doing right now is observing the growth of on-demand liquidity, the growth of XRP in the middle of a lawsuit, in the middle of all of the FUD, the disinformation, all the people that want to see us lose. They cannot stop what is coming. So just remember that, folks. And this is not based off of just faith in something we can't actually touch or feel. We can see that data. We can print out the data. We can touch it. We can see confirmed on chain, right, where this money, where the on-demand liquidity is taking place. And it's ramping up in 40 plus payout markets now for on-demand liquidity XRP. When the lawsuit was dropped against Ripple, there was only about 3 payout markets for on-demand liquidity back in 2020. And now we're seeing 40 plus payout markets. And that reminds me, I didn't even show you guys. If we go here to Leonidas, he shares this. Ripple's Q1 2023 markets report is out. Here's a table I keep up to date if you want to take a look at Ripple's sales purchases since reports started coming in 2017. And maybe I can actually, well, you guys can see here. You guys got to go follow Leonidas. He's a must follow. Shares good data here on the XRP ledger. But this chart here, guys, when you look at this thing, it's very clear what's been taking place. Now, remember, Ripple didn't start buying back XRP until 2020, literally right before the lawsuit got dropped, funny enough. They started buying XRP right as that lawsuit got dropped. And then after the lawsuit gets dropped, they take a break for 3 months. But that didn't stop the ODL sales from taking place. Here on this far left side of this chart, this is the ODL related sales. On the right side here is the purchases by Ripple. Now, it's very clear, folks. When you look at this, make sure you guys can see all this data. Total sales in 2017, and remember, on-demand liquidity related sales, formerly institutional sales. So these are sales to institutions that were not necessarily ODL related going back to 2017 when they started tracking this. In 2017, $39 million worth of XRP. 2018, $171 million worth of XRP. 2019, $232 million worth of XRP. 2020, $226 million worth of XRP. Where it started to go crazy was in 2021, after the lawsuit, funny enough. After the lawsuit, that's when ODL sales actually fired up and on-demand liquidity started to grow, and we actually broke above $1 billion, $1.8 billion worth of XRP sold in 2021. Then we scroll on down here and you guys can see total for 2022. This is when it started to get massive. We started doing over $1 billion worth of sales per quarter. 1.3 million Q1 2022. And I remember this like it was yesterday last year, covering these market reports. I remember Q4 2021 market report, the first time it went over $1 billion worth of XRP sold in one quarter. I remember it like it was yesterday. Ripple's been so transparent with these market reports. We've been able to follow along this whole time. Q1 2022, $1.3 billion worth of XRP sold. Q2, $2.1 billion. Q3, $2.8 billion. Q4, $2.9 billion. For a total of $9.2 billion worth of XRP sold in 2022. But how much did they buy back? Don't say buyback. We might offend somebody. Uh-oh. But sure enough, $8 billion worth of XRP bought back by Ripple. And remember, when you go look at the escrow too, consider how much of the escrow got returned as well. And people want to say that they're not treating XRP like a reserve currency. And then here in Q1 2023, we had $2.9 billion XRP, $2.9 billion worth of XRP sold. Once again, slightly less than Q4 2022. And then as far as how much did we buy, slightly less than Q4 2022 for how much we bought as well, for a larger net than Q4 2022. The net of sales was 226 million in Q4. The net of sales this quarter was 361 million. So you're seeing Ripple is buying back just as much as they are selling, along with 52 million worth of XRP that are in leases at the end of Q1 to Q1 2023, right? So for me, it's very clear. They're treating XRP like a reserve currency. Obviously, they think that the future value is greater than today's present value, or they just don't need the money. I'll let you guys speculate on that, because why else would they be returning 2.1 billion XRP back to the escrow? If they wanted to dump on us, if they didn't believe in XRP, and like David said recently, David's been chiming in and clarifying. He says that people think that we have too much, so we're trying to sell it off. We're trying to sell it off. We sold over $9 billion worth in 2022. We sold another 2.9 billion here in Q1 this quarter. But the deal's so dang good for us that we had to go back and buy some more. So we bought back 2.5 billion. Right? It makes sense to them to buy it back and then sell it off once again here. So Ripple's able to make money. They're able to fund their business, but they're also getting the ecosystem to grow. Right? See, I want them selling off to institutions and banks. And, am I worried about us being able to get XRP because they're not giving it to exchanges to sell to retail? Yes. I've talked about this forever. I am worried about that. I'm worried about myself being able to buy XRP. But as far as them selling XRP, I think it's fantastic that they're selling it exclusively to on-demand liquidity partners. And it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I think it's great that they're actually giving them incentives, giving them deals, maybe selling it a little bit less than market price, giving them options contracts. Maybe they're not doing that because that might actually meet the Howey prong test, but we know in the past, right, the R3 deal for 5 billion XRP, option over 3 years, less than a penny. That's a fantastic incentive. That's a fantastic deal for an institution that is basically a consortium of 40 plus banks. But the deal went sideways, so Brad Garlinghouse team had to cancel it, kill it, cut the deal. JP Morgan and the gang left. So now we're just going to go exclusively to them. We're going to cater 15 executives from JP Morgan in our offices. As last night's live show was titled, JP Morgan versus Ripple, we honed in more on that. So in summary, folks, once again, XRP being treated like a reserve currency by Ripple and the growth of XRP Ledger by Ripple and outside of Ripple, right? Just the community, the growth, the apps, the developers coming to the XRP Ledger. It's growing. The number of wallets growing. DEX activity growing. This is what we love to see. In the middle of a bear market, who's still building? When we look at these market reports, we can see it's clear as day that Ripple continues to build, along with the XRP community, massive amount of utility. The technical updates that we're in the middle of getting are absolutely massive. And there's going to be a lot more on that. A lot more on that, folks. But I'm going to wrap up this session. If you guys appreciated this update, please smash that thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one, okay? God bless you all.